Hi, I'm Tara Reed. I'm a fabric designer with Riley Blake, and I'm here in their studio again to teach you how easy it is to make these coasters from my new fabric line, Happy at Home. This is a great project for scrap fabric, or if you want to make a lot, and they're great gifts, you can grab 5-inch stackers and you can make 8 coasters with the 5-inch stacker and some fleece. So let's get started. So I'm going to leave this coaster here because this is our end goal. And you're going to make it with 5 pieces of fabric. 4 we're going to fold and weave together. 1 will be on the back. Then you also need a 4.5-inch square of fusible fleece. You could use batting. I use a lot of fusible fleece in my life. And so whenever I have extra, I cut it into 4.5-inch squares, so if I am ever inspired to whip up coasters for a hostess gift for season, I have them ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the iron. I'm going to put the 4 that will be woven on the front aside, and we're going to put the back fabric face down, and then I'm going to put fusible fleece centered in the center. Make sure the fusible part is against your fabric and not against your iron. And then we're just going to quickly press that. And we'll put that aside. And with each of these squares, we're just going to press them in half so they become rectangles. Oh, I keep forgetting. And then these 2 are from a stripe. And just to give it a little bit more variety, I'm going to press one of them in this direction, so you have lots of little lines. And then I'm going to press the other one in the opposite direction. It'll just make the coaster a little bit more visually interesting. All right, we're done ironing. Back to the board. We're going to put the back fabric side up. And then we are just going to layer these, making sure that the raw edges are on the raw edge and the folded edge is on the inside. Super, super important. So we're just going to go around the block. Oh, that's a raw edge. Double check as you go and before you sew. Now we have 3 down, and we need to get this one to go here. So what we're going to do is we are going to fold this up. The first one you lay down, you fold back. Then you layer that one right in there. And then you fold that back, and now it is all woven together. Now these are really, really easy to do when you're using a print or a pattern like this, because it really doesn't matter how you put it together. Like I did the flowers opposite and the stripes opposite, but you have to remember that when you sew, what is on the outside is actually on the inside right now. So then you just take this to your sewing machine, and you're going to sew all the way around with a 1/4-inch seam. And this is another reason I absolutely love this project, because you don't have to leave a little bit open for turning and then press that all under. You just whip all the way around. Makes it a great project to teach kids to sew too. Once you have this sewn together, so your fleece is on the outside, and this is this way, you're going to clip the corners. And I like to do kind of long clips because it will have less bulk when we turn it. So when I say long clips, I mean like that, instead of just going straight across like that. And make sure you do not clip your stitching. The next step is to turn it right side out. And I just push the corners out with my thumbs, my fingers first. And when you're turning it, you need to make sure you get under both layers of fabric. So just make sure your finger is going against the fleece, and then you know you're in the right spot. Then I'm going to take a turning tool, and again, making sure that is going against the fleece, and gently, I need to do that better with my finger. gently press that out. And I'm gonna really reiterate slowly and gently, because if you're overzealous, it might pop right out, and then you're going to be restitching. Don't ask me how I know. That's my favorite thing to say. Don't ask me how I know these things, because I have done it all. And guess what? We have a coaster. Now, I do like to press it. Whoops. And then you have a finished coaster. Now, if you wanted to, you could take it another step and you could top stitch all the way around. Just gives it a little bit of a different look, but it's totally optional. So see how quick and easy these go together. But wait, there's more. I want to show you, if you want to have a coaster where you're fussy cutting and having a very specific image, like these two cute little birds on the bird bath in a quadrant, I want to show you how you can do that. You're going to do the same thing with the 5 squares, but you're going to have to really kind of think about where it's going to go. So because I wanted these birds in this top corner, I made sure when I cut the square, these birds were in the top corner, not past the 2.5 line in either direction, and not in the seam allowance. So then I just pressed it like that, and when I layered them together, I made sure that they were in the top corner. So you could do it for all 4. If you wanted to fussy cut, you would have one here, then you would fussy cut one in this quadrant, and this quadrant, and then make sure you lay them out like that. But the other difference to doing it just with a pattern is how you put this together. So I have layered these together on top of this board. Then I have my back with the fleece, and I'm going to put that face down. So the part of the coaster that you want to see in the end needs to be on the inside when you sew. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to flip it over. And then before you sew it, just double check that your edges are all lined up and all your folded edges are on the inside. And then you're going to sew all the way around, just like with that one. And it's going to look like this when it's sewn. And then when it flips, it's going to look like this. So that's just an alternate way to be a little bit more deliberate about what is on your coasters. All right, and now it's a super cute coaster, and we're all done. And again, I'm Tara Reid, so if you want to find out more about me, you can find all of my social media, my YouTube, and my website in the description below.